Torkornoo assign akan ho bio enya asem ketua. Maame no nani abre pa o. Torkornoo ani abre. Me say the one of the worst things are happen to Madam Torkornoo. Sane sacking way. Because she is the first ever Chief Justice I sacking. But anka Torkornoo you be or dream no one kasa. Kamemi Torkornoo I will sit down and ask myself, say, what have I done? Instead of parading myself and say the law is the law, what have I done to these people? Again, Namaye, why did they sack me? Why did they insist in sacking me? Because somebody like Madame Tudra Wood was there throughout. Nobody sacked her. What they call pension. So then I mean kuwa di me bedru ya party be buy no money abri so they will sack me. I don't understand. When instead of moving from court to another, no, Torkornoo should have sat down by herself and asked herself, say, a DNT, what is special about this sacking me? Dear Namaye. Torkornoo should have what? Think about all this as a person. But instead of reasoning with Niamo ye ya maya pamno, she's not concentrating on that. Ade chia no a file her, no a file her, no a file her, no a file her. And then abetuja. Stop the vetting and appointment of Baffoe-Bonnie as Chief Justice. Torkornoo files judicial review. Torkornoo say, was a appointed Baffoe-Bonnie say or no na Chief Justice. Even though ye nyam vetting, obeko parliament ama yako vetting, ne vetting date nyam baye. But he will go to parliament for vetting. Yeah, vetting we are not President Mahama Fred Jubilee House. Now was swearing in. Now that's all. That's the next thing is say, oh yeah. When you're fully Chief Justice, but he's the acting. Enti enomo ena Torkornoo atwere krata. Our file say, yen stop the vetting of Baffoe-Bonnie. Yen stopping as Chief Justice. I appointing. Quash warrant prohibit appointment of Baffoe-Bonnie. Justice Gertrude Torkornoo in a judicial application brought in on her behalf by her lawyers led by the learned Kwabena Dukusi filed on Thursday, the 16th day of October 2025, is seeking the question of the proceedings of the Justice Poorman Committee, the reasons of the committee, their recommendation for removal, and all other procedures and processes for her removal from office as Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. In her detailed, comprehensive, and over 270-page application with a 96-paragraph affidavit in support, exhibiting vital and material evidence supporting her case, her ladyship praised the court to quash the entire proceedings of the Justice Poorman Committee. Look at all this. First of all, or say yendi nkanye wachre your friend is saying comprehensive over 20 pages application here 96 paragraphs and a wachre say kwanya ye fa so yi na din won tiase yem bisa accident na den no mugina so yi na di won tiase na yensanye den yensan kwashi the entire proceedings of Justice Poorman Committee no. Just say Justice Poorman Committee tinasi proceedings or muye nyina at the end of the day no. They should quash everything. Neo says anamombi amutu ya na omutu ya na investigation in a case and they should cancel everything. Quash warrant prohibit appointment of Baffoe-Bonnie. The learned judge by her application seeks the quashing of the warrant of the president removing her from office and what appears to be an attempt to prevent any prejudice to the outcome of her application. She prays for the High Court to prohibit the consideration and appointment of a new substantive Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. Her ladyship supplies a report of a committee chaired by the respected Justice Dr. Owusu Dapa and a report of the National Signals Bureau, which brands according to the application of Justice Torkornoo and Mr. Francis Baden, a staff of the Judicial Service who was in charge of the e-justice system, as a prime suspect in tampering and doctoring of judicial documents. So you see, on tiasie how yet gina so ye den eyi na di na yensan ye den yensan ji your friend saying Baffoe-Bonnie free war. Per the application brought by Justice Torkornoo, it is illogical and irrational to remove her as recommended by the Justice Baffoe-Bonnie Committee for transferring Mr. Bedin following evidence of tampering and doctoring of documents in the famous case of Republic vs. James Judicial suit number CR/0264/2022 and in the face of a National Signals Bureau report and a report of a committee on the tampering and doctoring of court documents in the case. Baffoe-Bonnie guilty of offense I am removed for. Justice Torkornoo, in exposing the illogicality and irrationality of the reasons adduced by the Baffoe-Bonnie Committee and recommending her removal, disclosed the transfer of judges by Justice Baffoe-Bonnie upon assuming the office of justice in an acting capacity. Her leadership as part of her grounds and arguments in support of her application, therefore questions the basis for the reasons offered by the Justice Baffoe-Bonnie Committee, faulting her for transferring the staff of the Judicial Service and the reliance by the President on the said recommendation she deems illegal to remove her. So that is the case. Nti ya yi una se wonti ase a obisa se yen yi ni pa foforo ye mpam no mfiri ho na ye mfa wo mbehye ho. You don't understand. When I look at people, I look at them and laugh because me bisa me hu say all these people walking around defending Torkornoo, saying all sort of things about Torkornoo. Say, anyone say you Torkornoo. Umbisani say Torkornoo herself, was she able to defend herself? She was not. Same Torkornoo ya also Torkornoo Ghana Judiciary Review because Torkornoo Ghana Judiciary di Akobeja Supreme Court, High Court, Appeals Court. Edini case akwa Abuja. Torkornoo enye den enji the judiciary di ewo Ghana. Say nka Torkornoo di judiciary ni dia, ka should not do that. Tinipa only judiciary di, why do you file a case again against Baffoe-Bonnie? They should stop the vetting. Really? Nem vetting why? Yemfa umbra. Na ye bisa say sanko fa Torkornoo ba biwa. Is Torkornoo coming back to work for MPP or Ghana? Yeah, mun reason amun bisa mun sa question. What is Torkornoo coming to do? Obey. Now, you had your ha. Abrantie we ne dindi kofio for zone cancer. Or your MPP supporter. Me say tension be a see MPP nya tension get to out here. Kennedy Japan, Brana Champon and the rest of the flag-bearer hopefuls should stop pointing fingers at Dr. Bawumia. We were all part of the MPP's government and part of the reason the MPP lost in 2024. Kofio for some cancer say, Ayadana Kennedy Japan and Brana Champon in our Soria. Obia Soria Bawumia, Obia Soria Bawumia, Obia Sorano Casatia Bawumia, Obia Soria Bawumia, or so on Tiasie. See, you know they understand. Why so? Na Kennedy Japan and Brana Champon no munka MPP no. In some form of DNA and almost all man dibi. Or munka be a part in the loose way. Tiare no mo blame Bawumia and Kwan. Ni opeso chireno. These people know say they all did some bad things together. But right now Bawumia Kennedy, Bawumia Brana Champon camp turning against Bawumia, then they are all sad. They are not happy. You have to know say you guys did something very big and you're wrong. You did something very wrong under your administration as a political party. Would the gun of woe when you now would tum be do primaries and much chimney home obia who so your angel Bawumia Brana Champon came the munina nobody qualifies to lead Ghana. When you now person would be president, Nibi. Why? They were all part, but me also a part. Me na magia to me say mudi boni, by am blame nipa baako. This part na odi actually. You to know. God.